Hi everyone, we're launching a new presentation skills module within iManageAcademy.com, and we thought it'd be great to give you on YouTube a little bit of a flavour of some of the content that's in that course. So I want to help you really. If you've got a presentation to give, I'm going to give you 3 ideas that will help you to improve your presentation. We're going to talk about fit, focus and flair. If I start with fit, it's absolutely vital that you think about how your presentation fits with your audience. There's lots of different ways in which it can fit, but the thing I'm going to ask you to do is to ask yourself this question: what is your objective, your personal objective? What do you want the listener to do as a result of your presentation? If you can answer that question, you'll come up with what I call an action-orientated statement. A statement that talks about the action that the audience will carry out or follow through or know about as a result of your presentation. So always write this down. Always help yourself create a good fit by asking that question: what is your objective? What do you want the audience to do? We talk about focus. Well, there's loads of things in the module that we talk about within the focus section, but let me just say this. It is absolutely vital that you have a repetitive message that is your key message, that you can say at the beginning of the presentation, you can flesh out during the middle of the presentation, and you can again state at the end of the presentation. We call that the residual message, a bit like a cup of coffee where you've got the residue left after you've drunk it. The residual message is what you want left in people's minds when the presentation is all done and they're walking out of the room. It can be something short and simple. I love the use of sort of the 3-letter rule that marketeers tend to use. So that idea of, just do it for Nike and I'm loving it for McDonald's. If you can come up with a little phrase like that you can put at the bottom of your slides, that you can state at the beginning, middle and end of your presentation, that's something that will start to stick. One of the best examples I can give you, on a training course we were running, somebody came up with their rule of 3, this residual message. It was drops make oceans. And his whole presentation was about cost saving in the organisation. And with nothing else, just drops make oceans, you know he's going to be talking about looking after the little things that will add up to saving the big things. So what a great way of sticking that presentation in my mind as I listened to it, and I've never forgotten it several years ago. So that's something about focus. Let's just talk about flair, my 3rd F. Flair is about adding energy, interest, engagement into your presentation. There's a whole host of ways we can do that, and we talk about some of those in the Academy lessons. But let me just tell you a way of ensuring that your slide deck, the presentation deck that you're using, doesn't become too big and bloated, but only contains that stuff that's really useful to engaging your audience and creating flair. I'm going to give you 3 E's. We talked about the 3 F's, fit, focus, flair. Well, I'm going to give you 3 E's that help you in this flair section. If you've got a presentation, you should only have a slide if it is entertaining, if it is explaining, if it is emphasizing something. They are 3 good reasons to have a slide in your slide deck. So when you built your deck, you can work through and say, in every case, does this slide explain something? Does it entertain? Or does it emphasize something? Because they're good reasons, and you want to leave those slides in. Take all the others out and create a separate deck, which is your handout deck with the extra information on that you can give to people in the audience if you're going to do that. But strip out all other information and you become the presentation as opposed to the slide deck, keeping that numbered low and making sure that the slide has a real purpose: entertain, explain or emphasize. So that's a bit of a taster of what we're talking about in the presentation skills module within iManageAcademy.com. If you haven't looked at that or subscribed to that yet, get yourself over to iManageAcademy.com, log in, have a look. There's some resources there that you can take a look at. We'd love to see you in there as one of our subscribed members of a great Chartered Management Institute endorsed learning school.